Yes. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. So we had a massive night of boxing last night, man. A really big night of boxing. We had Josh Kelly up in Newcastle, becoming a world champion for the first time, beating Murtazaliev, getting the IBF light middleweight title. We had obviously Shakur Stevenson getting a unanimous decision against Teofimo Lopez, getting a WBO light welterweight title, which now makes him a 4-weight champ. Yeah, like I got that one very, very wrong still. I was leaning towards Teofimo, innit? So I was going to just eat my humble pie and keep it moving, innit? We had Jarrell Miller. I don't know what was going on with bro's hair. His hair got knocked out of his head mid-fight. He had like a toupee or something. He said something like his hair got bleached on the lead up to the fight, so he had to get like a toupee made or something crazy like that. Yeah, mad. But let's start off in Newcastle. I want to start with Newcastle with my boy Josh Padley. He won the European title. He beat a guy called Jawad Belmedi or Belmed. Stopped him in the second round. Very, very clinical work. Easy night's work. Easy day's work. He didn't even break a sweat. He looked absolutely amazing from the first bell. He just looked sharp, man. He just looked way sharp. But the guy, I'm not gonna lie, the guy he was fighting, the Belmadi guy, the Belmudi or whatever. Sorry to mispronounce your name. Like, he just looked off. Like, from the first round, he looked off. Like, even when he done his ring walk, yeah, and they zoomed into his face, he had like blood like crossed like on his lip and that. And then when he was fighting on his armpits, he had like blood like oozing out of his armpits. Like, it was weird. Like, he just looked completely off. I don't know what was going on with him, but he just looked completely mad. But that's nothing to do with Josh. Josh, yeah, from the first bell, he applied the pressure, mixing up his shots. It was very, very fast, like just moving. He kept on moving. My man couldn't really pin Josh down or really get any work off. I can't remember him really landing anything of any substance. Like, in the fight ended in 2 rounds anyways, innit? So from what I remember, I can't remember nothing. Obviously, I watched that. I had a show last night, innit, in Coventry, so I literally watched that whole card before I went off to Coventry still. But from what I remember, it was finished like that. It was literally finished like that. So great highlight knockout reel for Josh. I feel like Josh can push on from this now. I feel like, honestly, I can't lie, I feel like Josh has got the potential to be a real British fan favourite, innit? Like, he's got the story, he's got the personality, and he's got the fighting style. Like, how he fights in the ring is very entertaining. Like, he doesn't come there to like have a snooze fest. He comes there to actually fight, and I feel like he always gives everything he's got in a fight, innit? And obviously with this fight last night, it was an easy night's work for him still. That guy wasn't saying much still. But even when a guy's not saying much, you still have to be clinical and get the job done, and he definitely done that, innit? Knocked him out in 2 rounds. So well done, Josh Padley. I feel like, honestly, if he just gets the right fights, the right results, I feel like he can definitely become a real British fan favourite. Like, 'cause he's already a pretty decent ticket seller. He had a few, I think he had a couple hundred that went down to Newcastle from Doncaster with him, innit? So that's a really good achievement as well. So big shouts out to Josh Padley. Well done on the win. And before I forget, I've launched a brand new series on my channel called Cut the Ring Off, where I go to different gyms with different boxers whilst they're in training camp. Episode 1 is out right now and is with my bro Josh Padley. So obviously I went up to Josh Padley's gym in Doncaster for the lead up to this fight that he just had last night with this for this European title fight, innit? So if you want to see what his training camp was like, what that whole experience was like, it was a really good day still. I can't really lie, I really enjoyed it. Just literally, the videos on my channel, Cut the Ring Off, episode 1 with Josh Padley out right now. Again, big up Josh, that's my guy. So moving on, but staying in Newcastle, we obviously had Josh Kelly beating Murtazaliev, becoming another British world champion, getting the IBF light middleweight title. Congrats to Josh Kelly, obviously. But this is the funny thing about boxing, yeah, because it's like, sometimes you can have your own opinion on a fight, yeah, but sometimes when you hear other people's thoughts on a fight, it can sway how you kind of view the fight yourself. So for example, all right, cool, with this fight, yeah, let's get into it, yeah. Watching the fight, let's go from the earlier rounds, yeah. Early rounds, I thought Josh Kelly looked all right still. I'm sure he managed to get a knockdown in round 4 or 5, I believe. I think it was round 4 still. Yeah, I think he got the knockdown in round 4 still. From round 4 onwards, like, it was just the Josh Kelly show till about round 7, 8. Like round 8 is when I started clocking that, okay, cool. It's like, Josh is looking good. Like, don't get it twisted, like, Josh, like, if I keep it real, yeah, I've never been super duper high on Josh Kelly, innit? Like, I think he's a good boxer, but I don't know. He's never been like my favorite boxer, innit? You know what I'm gonna say. So going into this, I wasn't having high expectations, but I wanted to be honest and say I was pleasantly surprised by what I was seeing, especially in the earlier rounds to mid rounds. I was pleasantly surprised, and even in the later rounds when I did start to feel like, how do I put it? I don't want to put it in a way where it sounds mad, but I started to feel like Josh wasn't really engaging though. He wasn't super engaging, but I didn't feel like he was running. Does that make sense? I didn't feel like he was running or he was like running away. But there was like, I started having like flashbacks of like Joshua Buatsi and Zach Parker. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, not as bad as that, not to that extent, but just like, he kept on falling down bears, and none of it was like a knockdown, bear tripping up. But it's like, sometimes I feel like when a fight is tripping up like that, it's like, it's because the legs is not really underneath them fully. That's what I think, innit? You know what I'm saying? So me thinking that mixed with the fact that he kept on like obviously like galloping around. He wasn't running because he would engage, and obviously he had like moments. Like he was that's what he done great in this fight. He had really good moments where it's like, like really eye-catching moments that was like memorable. But it's like, I think Murtazaliev knocked him down in the 9th round, I believe. I think it was the 9th round. After that, like, he looked very shaky till the 12th. Like, I think he looked very, very shaky to the 12th. And it was like, up until that point, I did have Josh winning. Obviously, he had a 10-8 round with an early knockdown in round 4. But it's like, after the fight, a lot of people said they felt like Josh was running, but I didn't really get that. I didn't really get that vibe. I didn't really get a running vibe. Obviously, there was times where, like I said, like I had like Joshua Buatsi, Zach Parker flashbacks, but it was like, it wasn't to that extent. It was just more me being frustrated at the fact that, even though I know you're not trying to get hit, like, engage a little bit more. But at the same time, I'll say that, then literally 10 seconds later, we'll have a moment where like, ooh, do you know what I mean? So it's like, I couldn't really stand on the fact that I'm saying he's running. Does that make sense? So I don't really think he was running. I wouldn't call it running. I'll just say he could have engaged more than he did at times, but I wouldn't say the guy was flat out running, innit? But like I said, like Josh Kelly really impressed me still. I feel like he fought a good game, man. I didn't think he was gonna beat my man. I didn't think he was gonna beat him. Obviously, Murtazaliev, he beat Tim Tszyu, innit? He's a very avoided fighter. He's one of the fighters where it's like, he's a really good fighter, but if you beat him, he's not really that well commercially known or anything like that. There's nothing you're not gonna get paid loads of beating him or whatever, or fighting him. So it's like, a lot of people just avoided him, and they didn't really want to take up that smoke. I'm trying to say. And obviously Josh Kelly, dared to be great, tried to do his thing. Obviously he had Adam Booth in his corner. Every time I was seeing Adam Booth, I just kept on thinking, go to Adam Booth. I don't know if you might know that, flipping from Forky's corner. Aye, Porky's hilarious. But big up Josh Kelly, man. Big up Josh Kelly still. Really good win. Like I said, he impressed me. I feel like he fought a smart game, innit? Like, it was tactical, innit? Obviously, at the same time, like, it didn't make sense for him to just be fighting fire with fire. I feel like he kept on catching Murtazaliev as well when he was coming in. Like, kept on catching him when he was coming in as well. Like, he had really good angles. Even the punch he done to actually drop Murtazaliev, it was because of how he moved. Like, he had really good movement. Do you know what I mean? I think he kind of struck him at an angle. I think the punch came at an angle, innit, that Murtazaliev just didn't see coming, innit? And Josh was doing that for a large majority of this fight. Like, from the early rounds to the mid just before the late rounds, he was doing that, innit? So, and Josh, he's got a thing of people saying like he kind of fades towards the end, and I feel like he tried his best to kind of like, to stay up in it. And so I got a rating for that, and I got commended for the win. What now for Josh Kelly? Obviously, I'm hearing rumors that potentially Conor Ben fight might be on the line. Obviously, I don't know how real that is or how feasible that is. 'Cause I know Shakur is calling that Conor Ben as well, but we can talk about that when we talk about Shakur's fight. But I think that would be a good fight if it did happen, though. I can't lie. If it did happen, I feel like the British fans will tune in. Obviously, Josh Kelly's quite known amongst the British boxing fight fans. Conor Ben's obviously known amongst the British boxing fight fans, and also kind of becoming known amongst the casuals now, innit? So it's like, I think that would be a really big fight. I think they're both with Matchroom. I'm not sure with Josh Kelly has a kind of deal with Wasserman as well, but I know he's under Matchroom now anyways. and Conor Ben is obviously Matchroom as well. So it shouldn't be a hard fight to make. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Obviously, it's not the belt that Conor's been saying he wants, but at the same time, he will become a world champion in it on his way back down to welterweight in it. So it's possible, and I think Josh Kelly is a small light middle, anyways. I believe I think he's a small light middle, so I don't think it will be too difficult to make in terms of like weight and things like that in it. So if it does happen, I wouldn't mind that one still. I wouldn't mind that. I think I'll probably favour Josh Kelly slightly off what I've seen from both of them of the last two outings. Josh seemed very, very fast. Like he's got very fast twitch movement in it, and I don't know. Obviously, Conor Ben's got a lot of power and he lunges in a lot and but I don't know if he's actually cute enough or nimble enough to actually get to Josh Kelly in it, because I can't lie, from what I've seen yesterday, Josh is super, super fast still. He's got really fast reactions, very like quick twitch movements. He does a lot of Murtazaliev's punches, like all night as well. Like all night he was doing that. Obviously he did get caught and got caught a couple times, but I was impressed still. I was impressed with it still. So I don't know if I would. I don't know if I'd bet on Conor Ben winning that one, but at the same time, I don't really know with Conor, because we haven't seen enough of this Conor to really know where he's at, like level-wise, skill-wise, isn't it? So if it was a fight that they was actually potentially going to make, I wouldn't mind seeing it still, man, being honest. So moving on, last but not least, we got Shakur Stevenson beating Teofimo Lopez at MSG. Yeah, man, I'm not going to lie. Obviously, like all my videos that I've done leading up to this fight, I've been kind of swaying more and more towards Teofimo Lopez, and I can't lie, it was just an absolute shutout, man. Absolute shutout. Like Shakur just schooled him for a whole 12 rounds. Like, bro, like it just wasn't, bro. And the maddest thing is, yeah, I didn't even watch it live. Like, man's like I said, I had a show in Coventry. I've came back, I fell asleep. All fell asleep. I've watched it now. And when I woke up, it's like, bro, like nothing that Teofimo was doing was really doing anything to Shakur. Like anything to Shakur. Like it was just like I don't know, like obviously not to say like it was the most like craziest fight man's ever seen or whatever, but just in terms of just boxing class and boxing pedigree, like just different levels, man. But I didn't think the levels would be that different. I didn't think the golf and levels would be that drastic. I don't know if Teo was fully taking Shakur as serious as he probably should have taken him. Cause I don't know. I feel like maybe he did actually start to believe that you're not on my level. I feel like maybe he was actually really believing that leading up to this fight, going into this fight, because it's like, bro, Shakur just showed him that, yo, he just kept on jabbing his head off. Like every single time Teo's lunging in or coming in, he's just getting hit with the jab, and then Shakur just stepping to the side, I was like, yo, how many times has this happened? And in the corner, his dad's telling him, bro, where's your power, bro? Like, I'm thinking, nah, bro, what? Like, bro, you're having an absolute shocker, yeah? You go to your corner, your dad's telling you, where's your power, bro? I was thinking, nah, bro, like, that's not, what kind of advice is that? Give me some advice on how I'm gonna flip and combat what's actually happening. How are we gonna maneuver? Because the game plan's not working. Whatever Shakur's doing, we need to think on the spot to see what I need to do to combat that. Do you know what I mean? To neutralize whatever he's doing so I can get some work off. Because he was not getting no work off. He was not getting no work off for a whole 12 rounds. I probably gave him like 2 rounds, like if that, like 2 rounds. He was not getting no work off. Like it was mental. Like I think I'm never gonna doubt Shakur again. That's probably gonna be my last time I ever doubt him. Unless if he moves up like 2 more weight classes or something. Cause I feel like only thing I can probably beat my man now is just moving up like to a weight where like it's just the weight difference is just too much. Do you know what I mean? Because clearly like skills, like he's got all the skills, in it. Like as a true boxer, out and out boxer, the art of hit and not get hit, he's top of the class of that, innit? Especially for this generation. Like he's the one for this generation when it comes to that, innit? And I feel like he showed that and proved that in this fight. And I feel like with this fight as well, with him beating a name like Teofimo Lopez, like it just puts him in a different realm. Because like obviously him beating Zepeda last time that was a great win as well for him, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like it was good for having that name on your resume, innit? But him beating Teofimo, someone who's like part of his class, part of his generation, it's like he just puts him up there. It's like he's, I mean, and especially type of fighter Teofimo is, like he's a very proud braggadocio. I mean, like he's a good scout to have on your resume. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like Shakur, now I'm looking at it a bit different, and I feel like if all the stuff that with Tank wasn't going on, bro, Shakur and Tank would, like, it actually needs to happen. But I don't know if Tank's even gonna fight again with everything that's going on with my man. But like that actually needs to happen because, bro, like at this point he needs someone who's got near enough the same amount of skill, but like maybe got more power and aggression that can still execute. You know what I mean? Because I don't know who he can face. Obviously, right after the fight, he called out Conor Ben. I don't want to see that, man. I don't want to see that, man. I don't want to see that. Obviously, Conor came in the ring, gave him the big one. Obviously, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying, like, probably will be an entertaining build-up. Like, might be a bit of a funny, entertaining build-up. But as a fight, I just don't get why Conor Ben's even getting that shot, like, fully. Like, obviously, I get it on a commercial standpoint and on a commercial sense and what it could probably generate and the clicks and the virality of it. But it's like, in terms of, like, boxing and, like, what you've actually done, do you know what I mean? Like, why is he just getting a shot at the WBO light welterweight title just like that? Just because obviously I know he's got the name and this and that, but he's obviously building the star power now, innit? But I don't know. Obviously, he did say, give me the same weight restrictions, readjustment, the same readjustment clause that you gave to Chris Eubank Jr. But even with that, even if that was even the case in the contract, like, who wants to see that? Why do we want to see that? I want to see the best Shakur against the best Conor Ben if they're gonna fight. I don't want to see that, and I feel like the best Shakur and the best Conor Ben. I don't think he's touching Shakur. Like, I don't think. You know what I mean? From what I've seen of Conor Ben so far, I don't think there's nothing he can do to Shakur. There's nothing he can show Shakur that he hasn't seen before. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't really want to see that fight, but with how boxing is, there's a chance if there's enough money in it that it can be that can generate from this fight, they can generate enough money from this fight, it will definitely happen in it. So I wouldn't put that past them, innit? But either way, massive congrats to Shakur, man. I feel like becoming a 4-weight world champion. He's went into this weight and just went for the juggernaut, innit? And you got to respect it, innit? You got to rate it. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie, I was leaning towards Teo. I don't know why. It's just what I was seeing. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you can't get duped by all this flipping face-offs and post press and this and that, like all these pre-fight antics and this and that. I was thinking, no, the way Teo's moving, he's moving like he's game. Moving like he's on, like moving like he's, do you know what I mean? But in the fight, he just wasn't saying much. And it wasn't even like he wasn't trying. It was just more so like his work was just getting nullified. He just couldn't get to Shakur. He couldn't like really get anything of substance like off, like on him. Like he just couldn't get his work off. Like nothing was landing clean. Like he felt like he was always an inch or two just away from the target each time. And I don't know how Shakur kept on doing it. I don't know whether it was the feints. I don't know whether it was just the step backs and this and that. But, bro, like, my man's something else still. So massive congrats to him. Obviously, WBO welterweight champ. Obviously, he's called out Conor Ben. I'm not really interested in that fight like that. But I know there's going to be many more fights out there that he can take and try and think. He's writing his name in the Hall of Fame. Like I'm saying, like he's his own entity still. Like all the Terence Crawford and Mayweather comparisons I hear about Shakur, he's his own entity still. So massive congrats to Shakur. Great nights boxing, really good nights boxing. We got a lot of good stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks still. Next couple of weeks, I think I believe the 21st we got Lee Wood, Warrington and Nottingham. Can't wait for that one still. That's gonna be mad. And obviously, Magnificent 7 in March, I believe, March the 28th. And obviously, Chisora is meant to be on the 4th. Is it 4th of April? Chisora versus Deontay Wilder. Then we've got, obviously, Fury back on the 11th. Bruh, it's heating up still. It's heating back up still. It's going to be a nice and entertaining couple months of boxing, and I can't wait to cover all of it still. But that's going to be it for this video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Remember, the new series, Cut the Ring Off, is out now. Episode 1 out now on the channel with Josh Padley. Training camp with Josh Padley for his fight that he's just had literally yesterday in Newcastle against Jawad Belmadi. Make sure you give it a watch, man. Make sure you give it a watch. Make sure you give it a like, share, comment, and let me know what other fighters you want me to get in training camp with next. I've got a couple lined up already. The episode's going to be coming. I'm going to try and make sure at least I get one a month out in it. But I've got a few lined up already. A lot that obviously some fan favourites and this and that. But it's mainly just boxers that I like myself in it, that I personally rock with in it, or think are actually good. But yeah, so yeah, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Check out the new series, Cut the Ring Off, on the channel right now. Much love every single time. You know what it is.